We want tacos. We want tacos. Hi guys, so it's Taco Tuesday, except it's Sunday, and I'm making my version of barbacoa tacos. You're gonna need some brown sugar or regular white sugar, star anise, cinnamon bark or cinnamon sticks, salt, pepper, bay leaves, cinnamon, annatto, or you can use paprika, oregano, cumin, diced tomatoes. I have some Mexican dark chocolate, or you can use regular dark chocolate. I have some red wine here. I always keep a bottle of some cheap stuff in the fridge for cooking. Onion and garlic, and a nice big piece of round-eyed chuck. California chilies and arbol chilies. This brings heat, this brings flavor. I'm going to show you how to work with these, and that's it. First things first, you want to grab your dried chilies. California chili is mild, but it's fruitier. Adds a nice fruity sweetness and aroma. These babies here add heat. They're very similar to cayenne pepper. So what you want to do is rehydrate them. And what I mean by rehydrating them is you need to have them in water to rehydrate them. So I had these peppers simmering in some water for about 30 minutes. I also dropped in a few pieces of cinnamon bark and 3 star anise right here. And I started infusing this water because after I finish with the peppers, I'm actually going to use this infused water to cook with later on. So in a food processor, let me pull this stem off. Ooh. You know what? And I also have in the fridge, I have some extra chipotle peppers in adobo laying around, so I might as well use these too. Alright. So this is what we have now, this nice pepper chipotle paste. Next, let's get started on this bad boy. We're just gonna lightly season. Then I like to sprinkle some flour on this baby, just because I'm gonna sear it right now for a bit, and the flour helps it develop this nice little crust. Make love to it. Just black pepper. 5 minutes later. So I'm using a Dutch oven. You don't have to. I like Dutch ovens. It heats evenly, and it's awesome. And then we're gonna drop this baby in there. Just gonna sear lightly. Remove that. Set it aside. And now we are gonna go in with some onions and garlic. Okay, put your fires all the way up, and you see this fond, this burnt layer on the bottom? That was from the flour and our beef. You want to lift that with a liquid. I'm using red wine to deglaze. I'm actually putting about 2 cups in there, and we're gonna scrape. Getting a facial doing this. And you feel it with your spoon. You can feel where there was friction before, and once it's nice and smooth, you know you got all of it. Alright, moving on. Now everything is pretty much easy peasy. Once this comes to a boil, you're gonna drop your beef back in, and I'm gonna go in with all the chili that we blended earlier. Diced tomatoes. Now, we had our infused water from earlier. I'm gonna run it through a strainer. Now for our dry ingredients. I'm gonna drop in 3 bay leaves, a tablespoon of annatto, about a tablespoon of cumin as well, half a tablespoon of oregano, such cracked black peppers, a tablespoon of salt, half a cup of brown sugar. Now, very careful, cinnamon. I'm gonna start off with a 1/4 tablespoon, which is pretty much that right there. Cinnamon could be a bit overpowerful if you put too much. All right, now we're gonna bring this pot up to a boil, and then we're gonna reduce the heat to medium and cover it for 2 hours. Walk the dog, have a martini, get a facial, whatever. I'll see you in 2 hours. Okay, it's been 2 hours. Let's see what we got. Okay, now for our last ingredients, some Mexican dark chocolate. Okay, I'm gonna use 9 of these squares. They'll melt if you drop them in. I like to chop them up a little, only because if you drop in the squares, since it's heavy, it's gonna sink to the bottom, and it kind of just burned on the bottom. I wanted to chop it up so it melts a lot quicker so it doesn't sink. Dark chocolate, it's not very sweet. This one's actually sugar-free. It adds depth and it makes your sauce a lot silkier without adding so much sugar. Okay. Now we are good to go for another hour, and then we're gonna break it apart and we'll be ready to serve. See you later. All right, it's been 3 hours. Look at this baby. I'm gonna lift this up over here. Look at that. Are you kidding? Can you imagine how amazing these tacos are gonna be? All right, I'm gonna sneak in a little. Oh. Oh. The flavors are so deep and so many different aromas. The peppers, the star anise, the cinnamon, chocolate. Let's fish out the bay leaves. Right, we're gonna toss this back in here. And now we're gonna mix it all up in this sauce. I have some corn tortillas. You don't understand. I can't even begin to tell you. I have some cotija cheese. These, by the way, this is street style tacos. There will be no sour cream and guacamole on here. Some fresh chopped white onions, some fresh cilantro, because you absolutely need fresh cilantro on tacos because it adds freshness. And you need some freshness. Plus this cilantro, and you want to put it on everything. At least I do. But you should too. And then some fresh chopped lime, just right on top. There you have it. Barbacoa tacos. I'm gonna show you how to make the most easy and simple bowl of chicken miso ramen in no time. So you're gonna need some garlic.